Oh.
Donald,
Ready to
Hello.
go?
Let's
I might have
go.
overstayed my welcome a bit, eh?
Hop in. Do you remember my meat pounder that I lent you 2 years ago? And you lost it smashing some televisions? That's quite an obsession of yours, isn't it?
I can't stand Uncle Jack's stupid face. Damn collaborator, traitor.
Now, you bought half a bottle of whiskey in recompense, but whiskey's, let us say, 2 bob.
5.
Quiet. You want them to hear you. 2 plus half of 2 makes only 3. Seems to me you owe me at least 3.5 bottles of whiskey to even up accounts.
Oh, I have scotch.
Open up. I'm off to feed the lads on the bridge.
You're not hiding Ollie Starkey in that cart, are ya?
I didn't think it fit. Not unless I cut him apart at the joints and boiled him a bit.
Just move along, if you don't mind.
No, he did not like that joke.
Highway robbery.
I make it a total of 8.5 bottles of whiskey. You owe me.
Fine, I'll get them for you next week.
I'm so glad we had this wee chat.
Uh-oh.
Crap. All off. Cart's broken down. They don't engineer like they do up in Scotland. I'm going to have to go back for parts. Do not steal the bridge boys' dinner, or I shall be cross with you.
I'd never do that to you. I
Ooh.
do it to the bridge boys, but not to you.
Don't make me regret helping you, Ollie. Not again. And come back next week with my 8.5 bottles.
Don't even think about taking anything, Ollie. You've got few enough friends as it is.
Oh, I knew about the tanks. Everybody's got to know. They've got to know. If the General will help, I'll go to Waterloo House and talk to Miss Bing. People listen to her.
Yeah. Let's see. We have the rebels in the Vandals field. The poppies wilt. They've heard about poor English guild. Our captain said it wouldn't do to fire on his men so true. Their duty bound them to rebel, but now we're all bound straight for hell. The Germans had the guilty men. At first we would not turn on them. They ready you to meet your God, for none lived but the firing squad. The Germans called for volunteers, and so we gave in to our fears. And longing for our homes and wives, we shot the rebels to survive. The Germans said was for the best, for dealing with this sad unrest. They pinned bronze eagles to their chest. In which Oliver gets horrible news. Oh, best beloved, the general was not an easy man to see. He lived in a military camp far from Oliver's home. However, the wasteland of a Garden district, which was filled with hungry lunatics called wastrels, fortunately, Oliver had lived a long time in the gardening district. It had never been an easy place to live. It was only easier than seeing the man on every television everywhere you looked. As you did in the village of Hamlin, but he knew how to camp out. He trained for it before the war. He knew how to move at night without being seen, and he knew the streets of the Gardener district as if they were streets of his hometown of Aberdeen. But these days of dark cloud was spread out across the Gardener district like a body laid out for a wake. There were more wastrels than ever before, and they were hungrier than ever before, and more desperate, like wolves in bad winter. A poisonous fog rose every night from the river and made even empty streets unsafe. The general was burrowed deep in his military camp and surrounded by men who had once been soldiers and pretended they still were, and longed to be so again. But when he was face to face with the general, Oliver's trouble had just begun. Sir Robert was not pleased to see Oliver as Oliver was to see him, nor was he pleased to hear about the fake tanks. Did you know, Oliver asked, Don't be ridiculous, said Sir Robert, who was haughty. Of course I knew, said Sir Robert, and you typed up all my letters. They needed quite a lot of newspaper, don't you remember? Oliver did not remember, but Oliver knew the General's many quirks, and the General was using a particular sharp tone of voice that he only used when he was telling the truth. Oliver's heart sank through the floor, which made his head dizzy for now. Oh, best beloved, Oliver did not know what to do. It seems he had told a very big lie to all the people of Wellington Wells, or if he had not, he had neglected to tell a very important truth, and because of dishonesty, the Germans had murdered you. Oh, best beloved, lies must be untangled. It is easy to untangle a lie when it's freshly born, but as it ages, it becomes knotted up in the fabric of the world. Then, like the golden knot that puzzled the great Alexander, they must be cut. He must, he resolved, tell the people the truth. But who would believe Oliver, who had become a stranger to all his old friends? He looked like a wastrel. For all they would know, he was a wastrel. Oliver needed to find someone else whom the people would believe, a very important someone. Sir Robert thought important, though important, was not the King of Wellington Wells. Ever since the Germans had hanged the mayor a few days after the arrival, the town had been ruled by an executive committee operating in the shadowy corridors of the city hall. Surely they could tell the people. They would be even harder to get to see than the general, but the people had to know the truth. And if Oliver did not convince them, how could he ever make it up to you, oh best beloved? So Oliver set off to see the Miss Victoria Byng, who he hoped could introduce him to executive committee in the city hall. If an adventure is a series of dangerous recounted from safety, then if all went well, it might be the greatest adventure of his life. Okay, so we have to find Miss Byng. But first, let's buy us some points. Oh, that's good. And this one is good as well. And I don't have enough for this one. Okay, so we are going where? Here. Okay. Can I actually just walk through here? Yeah. Good. That's good. Okay, so let's go to the bunker and put some crafting supplies in the chest.
Where are the Russians?
Ooh. Okay, just further down.
Mind the side effects. Ooh, but there's a big one. We don't mention.
No bees? There's bees. Let's grab some honeys. There. Grab some flowers. And go to the bunker. Oh, I'm going the wrong way to the bunker. The bunker is that way. I'm coming up from behind the bunker. Yeah. There. Okay, we can throw our stuff into the chest. Where was the chest? Was it the other side? Oh. There's a phone. Nice. We can make some healing palm.
You're awfully good at this.
Okay, I'm totally blind. Oh, here it is. There it is. Place crafting materials. Okay. Let me see. We could try and get to this shelter. Open that shelter up so we can have a faster way of traveling in between those 2 points. Yeah, straight down.
Draw the blinds close at night. You'll find you're no longer worrying about fires in the garden district. Instead, you'll think about how cozy you are in our house.
Any peace? No. Let's see if we can't find this bunker. It's down here.
What happened to the gardens?
Further down.
The woman gave me.
Oh my. What is going on?
Where are the Americans?
Oh,
Where are the
crazy women. Oh, here it is. Let's get these wooden planks off. Climb inside.
You're here. I know you're here.
Open this.
It's a dangerous business. You step onto the tracks, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing whether you might be swept off to.
Oh, only beds in here? No stuff? Oh, here it. Some blueprints. Okay, let me see. I don't need so many torches. Oh, food's good. Oh, this is food poisoning. Maybe just... Yeah, we'll throw it in the bank. Moldy bread.